Tonight we're exposing the truth about your evening habits and how some healthy foods could be quietly draining your brain, disturbing your sleep, and stressing your heart. Most people over 60 think raw veggies and green juices are helping, but they could be making things worse. I'm Dr. Eric Grant. I'm here with 95-year-old longevity expert Dr. Hiroshi Yamazaki.
Hi, Eric. Happy to be here again.
Today we're breaking down 5 common foods that sabotage your sleep and the simple rituals that can restore clarity, calm, and deep rest. Let me hit you with a truth bomb most people aren't ready for. Not all vegetables are good for you after 60. That's right, those same foods you've been told to eat your whole life, some of them may actually be messing with your digestion, draining your energy, and disturbing your sleep. And worse, you'd never know they're to blame.
This is something I see very often. People assume natural equals harmless. But as we age, the body's chemistry changes, the digestive fire weakens, the nervous system becomes more reactive, and the body's ability to recover from small stressors drops. Foods that once energized us can now quietly exhaust us.
That's a tough pill to swallow, but it makes sense. What worked at 30 might not serve us at 70. And the danger, as you say, is subtle.
Very subtle. Many older patients come in with vague symptoms, trouble sleeping, heart palpitations, fatigue, and they've tried everything except looking at what's on their plate. The truth is, some of the most common vegetables can inflame, deplete, or overstimulate. And it's not about the food being bad, it's about how your body receives it now.
That's why today's episode is so important. We're not just naming foods to avoid, we're going to explain the why behind each one, what it does to your heart, your gut, your sleep, and what to do instead.
Exactly. If you're over 60, this is the shift. Don't ask, is this healthy? Ask, is this still right for me? Because the answer may surprise you.
Let's dive in. Coming up next, how one of the world's most beloved vegetables might secretly be causing your heart to flutter, and not in a good way. Let's talk tomatoes. They're bright, juicy, and everywhere, from your salads to your sandwiches to your morning juice. But what if I told you they could be triggering your heart at night? Literally?
Yes, this surprises many people. In Japan, we have a saying, warmth calms the hot. Raw tomatoes are cold, acidic, and sharp. For the aging body, especially the digestive system, that combination can be irritating. Seniors often lack sufficient stomach acid to break tomatoes down properly. So instead of being digested, they ferment.
Ferment? As in rot inside you?
In a way, yes. Undigested tomatoes can create gas, bloating, and reflux. And that reflux isn't just uncomfortable, it can stimulate the vagus nerve. That nerve is directly connected to the heart. I've seen patients experience nighttime palpitations, not from stress, but from a tomato salad with dinner.
That's wild. So something as innocent as a tomato could actually disturb your sleep and heart rhythm?
Absolutely. And the scary part is that it often goes unnoticed. People dismiss the symptoms as just getting older, but your body is sending signals. Over time, this irritation adds up, disturbing your sleep and draining your energy.
So, what's the fix? Give up tomatoes?
Not at all. It's about how you eat them. Lightly cook them. Turn them into broth with ginger and olive oil. Or use tomato paste in slow-cooked stews. When cooked, their acids soften, and they become nourishing rather than disruptive. It's not about elimination. It's about transformation.
That's a shift in mindset, one I think we all need. Coming up next, a vegetable that's beloved in Mediterranean diets but could be slowly raising your inflammation without you knowing. Eggplant. It's soft, savory, and let's face it, kind of a comfort food. Whether it's lasagna, baba ganoush, or a stir-fry, eggplant sneaks into our meals without much thought. But what if I told you this humble veggie could be silently raising your inflammation and messing with your heart?
Yes, eggplant, or nasu as we say in Japan, is part of the nightshade family. It contains a compound called solanine. Most people associate solanine with joint pain, but what they don't realize is that it also irritates the gut and inflames blood vessels. It's very subtle, but it can wear down the heart over time.
And the way we usually eat it doesn't help, right?
Not at all. The biggest issue is frying. Eggplant is like a sponge. It soaks up oil like a towel in a puddle. And for seniors, too much oil disrupts lipid balance. I've had patients whose cholesterol was stable until they started eating fried eggplant weekly. Once they stopped, their levels improved quickly.
So again, it's not about villainizing the vegetable, it's about understanding how it behaves in our aging bodies.
Exactly. I always tell patients, if you must eat eggplant, grill it lightly, not charred, and use minimal oil. Avoid smothering it in cheese or heavy sauces, and balance the meal with bitter greens like arugula or mustard leaves. These stimulate enzymes and support digestion. You can even pair it with warm miso broth or daikon to help the body ground and reset.
That's powerful and honestly kind of freeing. You don't have to give up the foods you love, you just have to eat them in a way that loves you back.
Beautifully said.
Coming up next, a superfood that's become trendy in juice cleanses, but maybe draining one of your heart's most essential minerals, celery juice. It's the darling of detox culture. You see it in every health blog, every smoothie bar. But here's the twist. What if that green glass of cleansing is actually robbing your heart of what it needs most?
Yes, celery has become a modern health icon. But the truth is, especially for older adults, raw celery and celery juice can be quite dangerous. You see, celery is a natural diuretic. It makes you urinate more. And while that might sound cleansing, what's really happening is mineral loss. Most importantly, potassium.
And potassium is a key mineral for
Heart rhythm. It stabilizes the electrical signals in your heart. Without enough potassium, you can experience dizziness, fatigue, or even arrhythmias. I've seen patients who felt foggy or weak after their morning celery juice. They thought they were doing something healthy, but they were unknowingly draining their internal battery.
So the thing marketed as clean was actually clearing out the very nutrients keeping them balanced?
Exactly. And again, this doesn't mean celery is evil. It's about how and how often. My advice, eat celery, don't juice it. And not every day. Once or twice a week is enough. Always pair it with mineral-rich foods like sesame seeds, seaweed, or fermented miso. That way, you maintain the balance your body craves.
It's humbling, isn't it? We follow trends thinking we're helping ourselves, but forget to ask the deeper question. Is this right for my stage of life?
Yes, food is personal. What's healing for one person can be depleting for another, especially as we age.
Up next, we're unpacking one of the most praised leafy greens out there, spinach. But raw spinach? It might be doing more harm than good. Stay with us. Here's a curveball for every health-conscious senior listening. What if your beloved green smoothie, the one you proudly make every morning, is quietly sabotaging your bones, your joints, and even your heart?
Spinach is a classic example of a food with a good reputation and a dangerous misunderstanding. Raw spinach contains high levels of oxalates. These compounds bind to calcium in the body, making it harder to absorb and potentially leading to kidney stones, bone loss, or even arterial stiffness.
Wow. So the green that's supposed to give you strength can actually weaken you?
Yes, if it's eaten raw and too frequently. I treated a man who drank green smoothies with raw spinach every morning for 6 months. He came to me with joint pain, brain fog, and an irregular heartbeat. We traced it back to the smoothie. I advised him to steam his spinach, rotate his greens, and support his digestion with fermented foods.
And did it help?
Within a month, his clarity returned, his joint pain eased, and his heart rhythm normalized. It wasn't a miracle. It was just aligning his habits with what his body could now handle.
That's the recurring theme, isn't it? It's not about banning foods, it's about adapting, changing how we use them as we grow older.
Exactly. Lightly steamed spinach, paired with sesame, ginger, or miso, is wonderful for seniors. Cooking disarms the oxalates and unlocks more bioavailable nutrients like iron and folate. But don't eat it raw and don't eat it every day. The aging body thrives on variety, not repetition.
Let food evolve with your season of life. I love that. All right, coming up next, perhaps the most shocking of all, green bell peppers. Sweet, yes. Safe? Not always. You've eaten them raw, dipped them in hummus, tossed them in stir fries. Green bell peppers seem completely harmless. Heck, even healthy. But if you're over 60, they might be silently wrecking your sleep. Sounds dramatic? Let's break it down.
Green bell peppers are actually unripe versions of red or yellow peppers. Because of that, they're more difficult to digest and contain higher levels of natural compounds that stimulate the nervous system. For younger people, this might not matter. But for seniors, that stimulation can lead to elevated heart rate, bloating, and most notably, poor sleep.
That's so unexpected. So someone could have a healthy stir fry for dinner and then wonder why they wake up at 2 a.m. feeling anxious.
Exactly. I've had patients wake up in the middle of the night thinking they were having anxiety attacks, when in reality, their nervous system was reacting to the peppers they ate hours before. They never made the connection.
So red and yellow peppers are safer?
Yes, because they're riper and naturally sweeter. They're gentler on digestion and less likely to overstimulate. And the golden rule applies again. Always cook your peppers. Never eat them raw if you experience digestive issues or irregular sleep.
That really hits home. Raw vegetables have become this badge of honor, like, I'm disciplined, I eat clean. But the truth is, clean isn't always kind to the body.
Very true. In Japan, we respect the concept of predigestion. Cooking is not about losing nutrients, it's about preparing the food in a way the body can accept, with ease and gratitude. It's not weakness to soften your food, it's wisdom.
I love that. Wisdom on a plate. Coming up in our final segment, how to actually use all this information and the small nighttime rituals that can completely transform your sleep, heart health, and mental clarity. Let's connect the dots for a second. We've talked tomatoes, eggplants, celery, spinach, green peppers, but it's not just about individual foods, is it? There's a deeper thread running through all of this. It's the relationship between digestion, the nervous system, and ultimately how you sleep and feel.
Yes, exactly. The gut and nervous system are like lifelong partners. What happens in one affects the other. When digestion is disrupted, whether by acidity, bloating, or irritation, the nervous system senses that disturbance. It can trigger restlessness, anxiety, even heart rhythm changes. Most people never realize that what they feel in their chest or mind actually begins in their belly.
That's a massive shift in how we view health. We tend to compartmentalize. Gut health here, heart health there, sleep somewhere else. But it's all connected.
Very much so. And the older we get, the more sensitive that connection becomes. In youth, the body can handle more chaos. It recovers faster. But in later years, the cost of digestive irritation shows up more clearly. Insomnia, fatigue, foggy thinking, a racing heart at night. These are not separate problems. They are conversations happening inside your body.
And those conversations get louder when we ignore them, don't they?
Yes, the body starts gently, just a little bloat, a bit of tightness, a restless night. But over time, if we don't listen, those signals escalate. The key is to see food not just as fuel, but as a message. When chosen and prepared wisely, food can calm the gut, soothe the nervous system, and bring the entire body back into rhythm.
So maybe the real advice today isn't avoid these vegetables. It's treat your digestion like it's sacred.
Beautifully said. Your digestion is the foundation of your energy, clarity, and peace. Support it, and your entire body feels the benefit.
Coming up next, how to put this all into action with small, realistic changes that can completely shift your nights and your longevity. All right, we've unpacked a lot, but let's bring it back down to earth. Someone listening right now might be wondering, okay, so what do I actually do with this information? Do I just stop eating everything raw? What's the first, simplest change someone over 60 can make? Tonight?
The simplest change? Start with warmth. Warm food, warm digestion, warm sleep. Tonight, instead of a raw salad or a green juice for dinner, have a small bowl of gently cooked vegetables, like steamed spinach with sesame or tomato broth with ginger. This signals to your body it's time to rest, not digest.
So we're literally winding down the body with food.
Exactly. In the East, we believe the last meal of the day should be calming, not exciting. No sharp flavors, no cold ingredients, no heavy sauces, just soft, nourishing dishes that require little effort from the body. That way, your energy can go to healing rather than breaking down dinner.
It's such a mindset shift. We don't think of food as part of our sleep routine, but it makes perfect sense. What else can people do at night to support this?
Light a candle at dinner. Chew slowly. Take a short walk after your meal. All of these signal the nervous system to slow down. The gut and heart will follow. And if you must snack later, choose something mineral-rich like miso soup or a few sesame crackers. Nothing sugary, nothing raw, nothing cold.
So the nighttime ritual becomes sacred, an act of tuning the body into rest mode.
Yes, these are small, quiet shifts, but they send loud messages to the heart and brain. They say, you are safe. You can let go now. And that's what allows healing to happen during sleep.
Coming up in our final segment, a gentle but powerful reflection on why all of this matters more than ever, and how your body remembers every small kindness you give it. Let's close with something deeper, because this episode isn't just about digestion, or vegetables, or even sleep. It's about how we age. And I think the real question we're circling is, how can we age with more peace, more clarity, more strength?
Yes. In youth, we eat for energy, for pleasure, sometimes even to escape. But in our later years, food becomes something different. It becomes rhythm. It becomes medicine. Every bite is a message. And if that message is too loud, too acidic, too cold, too stimulating, the body tenses. But if it's warm, balanced, and respectful, the body softens. And that's where healing begins.
And when the body softens, the heart can rest. The brain can organize. The sleep becomes deeper. It all connects.
That's right. I often say aging is not about decline. It's about refinement. You don't lose your strength. You learn to protect it. You become more selective about what enters your body, your mind, your day. This is not limitation. It is wisdom.
And the body keeps score, doesn't it? Not just of the stress, but of the care.
Yes, the body remembers every kindness, every moment you chose warmth over convenience, every time you ate to nourish, not numb. Over the years, these small decisions accumulate, just like the harmful ones do. But the beauty is, it's never too late to begin.
That's the takeaway I hope everyone hears today. You're not too old to change. You're not stuck. One meal, one habit, one night at a time. You can shift the course of your aging.
And your body will thank you with steadier sleep, clearer thoughts, and a stronger heart.
Coming up next, our final wrap-up, and a few simple actions you can take tonight to begin your own nighttime longevity ritual. All right, before we close, let's bring it all together. If you're over 60, here's your nighttime longevity ritual. It's not complicated. It doesn't require supplements or special equipment. Just attention, just intention.
Yes, begin with food. Choose warmth, cooked vegetables over raw, soups instead of salads, lightly steam your greens, simmer your tomatoes, grill your eggplant without oil. Eat slowly, quietly, and with gratitude. Let your last meal signal rest, not work, to your body.
Then move, not a workout, just a gentle walk. 10 minutes around the block, or even pacing your home. This helps digestion, settles the nervous system, and tells your heart, all is well.
After that, stillness. Turn down bright lights. Avoid screens. Perhaps drink warm tea. Nothing stimulating. Maybe light a candle. And most importantly, listen to how you feel. If your heart feels calm, your breath deepens, and your stomach is quiet, you've done well.
It's not about perfection, it's about rhythm. These rituals may seem small, but they are sacred. Because the truth is, the way you end your day writes the script for your tomorrow.
Exactly. And remember this, when you nourish yourself with care, your body responds. It organizes, repairs, remembers. Over time, you don't just survive the night, you thrive in it. And that's where longevity begins, not in the next supplement, but in tonight's choices.
So here's your challenge, folks. Just pick one small change from today's episode. Maybe it's cooking your spinach instead of blending it. Maybe it's skipping the celery juice. Maybe it's turning your dinner into a calming ritual. Whatever it is, do it tonight.
Because your heart is listening, your body is listening, and it remembers every kindness.
That's it for today's episode of the Senior Longevity Podcast. If this resonated with you, share it with someone you love. Leave us a review. And most importantly, take care of yourself tonight. We'll see you next time.